It's let's keep it real with Am. Let's go. Real talk, raw facts. We don't move slow. She cut through the drama like a blade to the noise. Southern Belle with the truth. Don't play with the voice. Hey, let's keep it real with Am. Let's go. Real talk, raw facts. We don't move slow. She cut through the drama like a blade to the noise. Southern Belle with the truth. Don't play with the voice. We talk fake friends, side dudes, heartbreak too. Baby mamas, baby daddies, nothing off the menu. She ain't scared to speak it, now she built for the flame. Say your name without say your name, if it's smoke, it's the same. Energy loud, tea stay hot. Truth hit different when it land on the spot. So fix your face, don't flinch, don't scam. It's the queen of real talk, yeah, that's Am. Let's keep it real with Am. Let's go. Real talk, raw facts, we don't move slow. She cut through the drama like a blade to the noise. Southern Belle with the truth, don't play with the voice. Ay, let's keep it real with Am. Let's go. Real talk, raw facts, we don't move slow. She cut through the drama like a blade to the noise. Southern Belle with the truth, don't play with the voice.
Hey y'all, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? If you're not in green and you know you are a member of my channel, that's because you're on the other channel. You're on real or what is that other channel, y'all? Reloaded. You want reloaded. You want to reload it. So Miss Duncan, I do see that you are a member, so I will add you back to the group. I want everybody to know that I do have this group. And we post, we put whatever, but nothing could be left, nothing could be taken out. I do have another group outside of that group for the people that I know are trustworthy, or the people that I know I have, communicated with for a long time that are trustworthy. So there will be nothing. We will be just posting in that group, having a good time, whatever. If you want to have access to that group, you will have to pay for a membership to be in that group. I do go over thoroughly and over the group, me and the admins, and we give you 5 days to get the money right, and then we put you out. So if you are out and you have paid, just DM me, let me know your YouTube name, and I will go find it and I will go add you. Okay, that's all to it. Back and add you. So let me read my disclaimer. It's copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by the copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Hey, Dreamy Girl. Hey, Robin Lots. Hey, Miss Duncan, Sadie, Miss Bevins, Blueberry Boots, Renithia, Blessed Beyond Measures, Real Talk, Rira, Sabi, Dominica, Terry Dow in the building. Okay. Let me take down this disclaimer because I done said it. So y'all, this live will be dedicated to the Hurricane Katrina victims. As y'all know, we're coming up on 20 years of Hurricane Katrina. And if you don't be on TikTok, you will see a lot of people telling their untold stories on TikTok about Katrina. And so I ran across a few of them, and I wanted to, listen to some of the stories, and y'all listen to them, and we talk about it, okay? That's what I want to do. Okay, let's see. You could be whatever. You could be in whatever live you want to. Hey, Joanne, but if you in the Reloaded live, it's not going to show a membership because I don't have memberships over there. Hey, Shells.
I stayed for Hurricane Katrina.
Give it up.
I stayed for Hurricane Katrina at 35 years old, 20 years later, and it's my first time ever telling this story. The year is 2005. I'm 15 years old, starting
Hey,
my
Ab.
second week of 10th grade at Warren Easton. I'm just, busy
Thank
worrying
you,
about
Renithia, for
picking
my
up
first
stuff. It
super
was our
sticker.
first jamboree coming up that week. We was playing St. Aug. It was supposed to be that same Saturday, August 29th. If I remember correctly, it was a few days before they started to tell us, they got a hurricane coming. Could be very bad. We don't really, we'll keep y'all updated. the day before, maybe a day or two before, is when they really started to tell us, all right, y'all, like maybe y'all should start leaving. And just like any typical New Orleans family, I had never evacuated before. We It was just something we didn't. It wasn't completely necessary. Like we never had a hurricane that actually wiped us out. So you'll be fine if you stayed. Make sure you got food and water. Get you some games to play, bunker down and ride it out.
So as y'all know, we the black people, we don't take nothing serious. We done heard, oh, it's gonna get bad, it's gonna do this, it's gonna do that, and yet and still, y'all, we still don't take heed. Okay, we don't take heed. So I get that part. And actually, when Hurricane Katrina came, I was here in Alabama. We got hit, but we wasn't nowhere near like them. But we had plenty of rain and trees falling and stuff.
And at that point, even if you wanted to leave, it was like the roads was gridlocked, bumper to bumper. Like the
Me
traffic
too,
wasn't going nowhere
Ed.
anyway. So even
Hey,
if you
Fee.
probably wanted to leave, you it didn't make no sense.
Hey,
So it
Miss
just so
Ashley.
happened we were in a process of moving. I had stayed in the same house from when I was
Hey,
born to
Candace.
15. We were moving. So a day before that, a few days before that, we had just put all our stuff in storage because the house wasn't quite ready yet. So we was moving in with my grandmother for a couple weeks. So in my grandmother's house, it was me, my mama, my brother, my grandmother, and my auntie. She was the baby of the family. She still stayed with my grandma. Three of my uncles decided they was gonna come ride it out over there too. So that's what we did. It's just so crazy how that shit really escalated like that fast. And my auntie Julie, like we lost all the fucking footage. Like we had the entire hurricane on video. She was just the type who always had a camcorder, always recording stuff. We were on my grandmother's porch the whole hurricane. We watched it pass. It was not that bad. I wouldn't say we was out there the whole hurricane, but we was outside for some of the like we was in and out the house. Like it wasn't that horrible.
Okay.
For that
Okay,
damage to
y'all.
be like that, it was not the storm. I'm telling y'all. Like y'all see the documentaries, y'all already know. So after the storm was over, we on the porch and we start to see, the flood water. Okay, my grandmother porch had 4 steps to go up until you actually like got on the porch, so her house was
Hey,
level.
Upper.
So we like my uncle, he told me and my brother, I guess he was just giving us something to do. He told us to let him know when the water got to the first step. Water rose up a little bit. We went inside and told him like Uncle Robbie, the water at the first step. Same thing. Second step, third step, fourth step. The water is up to the porch. At that point, we go inside. We inside for a little while. My grandma had hardwood floors. You could see the water coming in through the cracks. Once it got to like our shin inside the house, I remember my grandmother sitting up on the back part of the sofa, like her butt was on the back part of
The
the sofa.
water got up to the chin, y'all. They can literally swim in this water.
The sofa, the water rising up to the sofa. My uncle's like, all right, we gotta pull the attic down. We all go to the attic. By the time nightfall, I could literally stick my finger down out the attic and touch the water. Not arm
Wow.
length, finger length. I'm so happy my uncles was with us because it was me, my mama, my auntie, my little brother, and my grandma. We didn't have the strength to bust through the roof. It
I
just so
don't
happened we
have
had an attic,
Zell. I'm
a exit in
sorry.
the attic. They bust through the roof at that point. We slept up there for that night. Nothing else you could do.
I
Nowhere to
agree,
go.
blessed beyond measures.
Surrounded by water, is hot, is dark. Like you could hear the helicopters passing overhead, but they can't see you. It's pitch black. I guess eventually we fell asleep. The next morning, we wake up. My uncle's, trying to come up with a plan, seeing like what we're gonna do, because obviously nobody coming for us. They said a prayer, and after a little while, we looking around. They had an empty boat just floating by, like not too far, like just an empty boat. Just I guess it was in somebody's yard, and the water took it, and it just so happened to pass by us. My uncles, they swam to that boat, and They told us they'd be back. They had to go find higher ground. You wouldn't believe how close higher ground was to us, and it wasn't even fucking flooded. When I tell you the water was up to my ground, well, you know, I already know the water was up to her roof. 2 blocks away, they had a little water, probably like ankle length water, but the water was not over the houses. But you know what type of neighborhood that was? My grandma
Whoop.
stayed 2719 New York Street. That's right off of
Whoop.
Franklin Avenue, right like a few blocks away from Rouse's. You know that neighborhood back there by the lake. You know who houses that was. You know who houses didn't get flooded. So they came back with a boat, brought us to 2 blocks away. Everybody who stayed in the area, I guess that's what the common ground was that everybody knew to go to Rouse's. Word of mouth. Meanwhile, my uncles got back on the boat and went, through the neighborhood to see who else they could bring over there. Like real neighborhood hero type shit. Yo, everybody was in Rouse's parking lot. They then had them broke up in there, got some barbecue grills, got some food out, went to grilling. When I tell you, I will never ever forget that pork chop sandwich I had in Rouse's parking lot. I don't know who grilled me that sandwich, but that was the best pork chop sandwich I ever had in my life. I gotta make a part two. I gotta go back to work.
All right, let me get to part two, y'all.
Yo, I just recorded a whole part two, and when I went to upload it, it was gone. I'm gonna have to redo it, but I'm gonna. I don't know why TikTok just hated on me like that. Like I really recorded like a long ass video. So yeah, in the meantime, this is the lot that my grandmother's house was on. She used to have a little horse statue in her front yard. If you half a block, you can see where I was talking about with the higher ground. If you look down what those cars passing,
Wow.
that's about 2 blocks. It was not as flooded over there. So yeah, in the meantime,
Wow,
this
y'all. It's so crazy. Could y'all imagine riding around there and seeing where your grandma's house was? It's no longer there. Like, this is a big eye opener for us. We gotta start, you know, enjoying life. We gotta quit taking life for granted because it could be here one day and we could be gone the next. And everybody on this internet arguing over stupid stuff, which is crazy to me. Like, and these people won't let stuff go. Hey, Lexus. Let me see. Oh, she said.
So yeah, we were. I feel like we was in Rouse's parking lot a few hours, and everybody, just talking amongst each other. Like we
Thank
still
you,
don't know
Fee.
what's
Love
going
you.
on. All of a sudden, the army trucks started rolling in. They rolling in the parking lot. They telling us, come on, get on the back of the truck, get on the back of the truck. Everybody just got on the back of the truck. Like, what else could we do? So the trucks brought us along the lakefront, like behind Rouse's. They drove us to UNO. We pulled up at the auditorium and they told us to go in the auditorium. Stayed there for a night. So the next morning we woke up to helicopters. Get in the helicopter, they airlift us to Metairie, and looking down, you just see people on the street for miles, like miles of people and trash, all kind of shit. And we got off the helicopter and they left us on the side of the road, like on the causeway. Shit was so chaotic, bro. Like, never seen nothing like that before. The whole day goes by, and before you know it, we sleeping outside on causeway. Wake up the next morning, the bus is pulling up. We got on a charter bus, and nobody knew where they was going. You just get on the bus. Like nobody has no answers for us. We just doing what we told basically. Cause what else could you do? Everybody tired, exhausted, hungry, confused, like all of the above. You feeling icky. You ain't able to do nothing for yourself.
Wow, y'all, this is a
So
picture.
yeah, we were. I feel like we was in Rouse's parking lot a few
Ooh.
hours. And I know part two wasn't as detailed as part one, y'all. When I got off work yesterday, I had a really bad headache. Um, but I also know that I told y'all I was gonna tell part two, and I hate when people do a story time and they don't keep their word with it. But I do have more parts of that story. I'm meeting up with my daddy tomorrow to tell his part of the story. He wasn't with us, but he like jumped in that water and swam for blocks to come look for us, and we wasn't there anymore because by that time we had left. But
Oh wow.
it's a lot that happened. I also have a part from my cousin as well that he's going to tell. Um, we never told these stories before, y'all. Like this is really crazy. 20 years is about time it's told. And I
Oh.
know part two wasn't. And to the people in my comments talking about why would the government do that? The government wouldn't do that. Have you ever heard of Oscarville, Georgia? Oscarville anymore. You want to know why? It was a predominantly black city, much like New Orleans used to be. Oscarville got flooded out. You want to know what Oscarville is today? Lake Lanier. And to the people in my comments talking about why would the government. And for the people who's asking about the Katrina documentaries, there's a lot that you can stream, but my three favorite are Katrina Baby or Buckles. He's actually a New Orleans native. It's on HBO Max. When the
Hey
Levees Break
Sparkle.
by Spike Lee. You can find that on Prime. And the
Hey
newest one by
Battery
Ryan
X.
Coogler, um, Hurricane Katrina Race Against Time. Those are
Exactly,
three
real
very good
talk. Hey
documentaries about
Angel.
it, but there's many more. And for the people who's asking about the Katrina documentaries, there's a lot that you can
Yes,
stream,
this
but
is
my three
crazy, y'all.
favorite are.
It's been 20 years. At the end of the month, it'll be 20 years.
And to the people who are um not black, I'm not saying you weren't affected. I'm never undermining your losses, but at the end of the day, when it came to
Hey
getting help,
Vinful.
we are always the last. It's never urgent for us like it is for y'all.
Me
I encourage
neither.
your
Hey
research
cousin.
on environmental racism, systematic racism, and all that stuff. Watch the documentaries. Example on a documentary, the last one that just came out. The man said he was on the roof of his apartment building trying to get help. He's an army veteran. He was writing out army code or something like that for the helicopters to drop them down food and water because the helicopters was flying back and forth, back and forth, back and forth all day. They'll hover over them, read the message, and keep going.
Wow.
After doing that for so long, he said he wanted to try to see something just to make sure he not tripping. He even said, "I hope I'm not right about this." He told all the black people to get off the roof. He told the white residents to come get on the roof and yell for help. The helicopter passed over them and was back dropping them down food and water within 15 minutes. So we not saying y'all don't go through the same things, but it's a totally different experience. Just know that.
Y'all, I did not know they was doing all of this.
Because we could be in the same river, but we in different boats for sure.
Kind of like the Titanic. Well, the Titanic ain't really had no. I don't think they had no black people on there. Maybe three or something. They was workers or something. But y'all know with the Titanic, all the poor people was last. The rich people got to go, but the poor people was last, unless they had kids with them. So this is what this is reminding me of.
Just imagine having the worst day ever, and then imagine being black on top of that. And to the people who are not black, I'm not saying you weren't affected. I'm never undermining your losses. But at the end of the day, when it
What
came
part
to
y'all
getting
missed? Hold
help,
on.
We are always the last. Said he wanted to try to see something just to water because the helicopters was flying back and forth, back and forth, back and forth all day. They'll hover over them, read the message, and keep going. After after doing that for so long, he said he wanted to try to see something just to make sure he not tripping. He even said, "I hope I'm not right about this." He told all the black people to get off the roof. He told the white residents to come get on the roof and yell for help. The helicopter passed over them and was back dropping them down food and water within 15 minutes.
Hey, Angel.
So we not saying y'all don't go through the same things, but it's a totally different experience. Just know that. Because we could be in the same river, but we in different boats for sure. Just imagine having the worst day ever, and then imagine being black on top of that. And to the people who are not black, I'm not saying you weren't affected. I'm never undermining your losses. But at the end of the day, when it came to getting help, we are always the last. It's never urgent for us like it is for y'all. I urge you to do your research on environmental racism, systematic racism, and all that stuff. Watch the documentaries. Example on the documentary, the last one that just came out. A man said he was on the roof of his apartment building trying to get help. He's an army veteran. He was into the so yeah. To add on to part two, I forgot to mention, like I told y'all earlier, my auntie had the everything. By the time we slept on the roof the first night, slept in the auditorium the second night, slept on the street the third night. By the time the buses came the next morning, we was so overstimulated and just ready to go. Somebody left the bag with the camcorder in it just on the side of the road. Who knows if anybody got the footage or if the bag just got left behind forever. And really everything after we got on that bus was a blur to me. Like I can't remember. I remember we went to the Astrodome. I can't tell you how we got from the Astrodome to the hotel. Like I don't even remember none of that for real. But anyway, we wound up living in a hotel for 4 months. My grandmother refused for them to just like place us anywhere in the apartment buildings and stuff like that. She felt like she didn't come from apartments and she's not going to apartments.
Mm.
In the meantime, I got registered for school, started going to school. Well, before that, before we even went to school, we had a white family. The lady name was Miss Terry. I don't remember the names, but they really was nice to us in Houston. They took us shopping, they took us out to eat, all kind of stuff. Like they really treated us well. But yeah, I got registered in school. I went to Westfield High School in Houston. I had some fun times at Westfield. Of course, just like everywhere else, the children was New Orleans against Houston. But I had a pretty good experience. I wasn't with all the crazy stuff. So yeah, after staying in the hotel for 4 months, um, we finally got into a house.
Yep.
I stayed in a nice subdivision in Houston called Old Oaks. Um, we lived there until December 2006. The reason we moved back was because my grandmother felt like, she wanted to go home. It's not like we moved away. We were forced out. So she wanted to go back to what she know. So yeah, we came back Christmas break 2006 and in March 2007 she went to heaven. But she
Oh.
went in her hometown like she wanted to. And it's so much more, y'all. I'm gonna try to answer more
Oh.
questions. I'm still gonna try to get my uncle's point of view. Or I still want to talk to my daddy. I'm supposed to be getting with him tomorrow, and I still have the video to upload from my cousin too.
Wait a minute, y'all. How long was they in Houston? Because I thought Hurricane Katrina was 2005. It wasn't. It was 2006. Hold on, y'all. Wow, y'all, this is crazy.
Like, imagine being stranded with your newborn and not having no formula to feed your baby. To be a woman on her period, stranded for days and not have nothing to change yourself. No clothes, no real bathroom to go to. You got dead bodies everywhere. The smell of death burning to your nostrils. And there's no sense of urgency to help you. Aid taking days to come get you. Like, imagine being stranded with your newborn and not having.
We had a
No
lot of
story
Hold on, let
part.
me get my family story. Here go my cousin Steve when he ran into my daddy.
Yeah, so after day one of being stranded on Chef Mentor Highway, the one strip of dry land for everybody who survived the water made it to, that one strip of dry land was chaotic. The craziest shit was happening. Girls was getting raped. I almost blew this dude brains out. My grandfather passed out once. He was in bad shape. So I knew I didn't want us to try and survive and spend another night out there in the pitch dark on that strip. So I knew if I could just make it to my sister's house, because she had a 2-story home at the time, we could bunker down there and we'll be safe and survive this shit for as long as we need to. Because it felt like wasn't no hope and it felt like wasn't nobody coming. Helicopters flying over, but they just filming us. Ain't no rope coming down. So natural human instinct was to survive. What can I do? I went to the mall, got a bunch of clothes, filled up a basket, went to the grocery store, filled that bitch up with any good food I could grab, bunch of water, brought it back to my family, and let them know. My mother started crying. She didn't want me to leave, but I let them know that I was gonna try and make it to Tasha's house, so we can let me see how it look over there. Maybe we can make it. I strolled down Chef Mentor Highway, just me, my pistol, and my machete. Through all this chaos and all these people, and I'm seeing the worst shit. Old people laid out. I don't know if they was dead or not. Um, and just people in despair, man. This shit was a real life nightmare. So I came to a part where I had to swim. The water was high. If the tracks were here that I was trying to get on, the water was here at the tracks. So I swam through the water, got on top of the tracks, started making my way down. Soon as I turned around to head towards Seabrook, if you know New Orleans, you know there's one set of train tracks that separates Seabrook from Gentilly Woods and Pontchartrain Park. So
Okay, I
as
don't
soon as
know
I
why
turn
it's not
around,
working.
I hear somebody calling, like, hey. I turn around and it's my uncle Mike. He like, D, that's you? I'm like, the fuck, Mike. So we dap up and we hug and we like, both like just chopping it up like, what the fuck, man? You see this shit? Like, what the, bruh? So I'm telling him, yeah, man, I'm trying to make it to Tasha's house. She got a 2-story house. Come with me. I'm trying to get a little gang together and shit because it's wild out there. I'm like, yeah, Mike, come with me. He like, Mikey, Tiffany, Lisa, they all by my mom. They over there. I'm like, yeah? And I'm looking at the houses while he telling me this, and these houses under. So I'm thinking that they didn't even
Yeah,
survive this shit. So now I'm
yeah,
like, all
black
right,
people can't
let me
swim.
make it down
A
there.
lot
I
of
didn't
them.
make it to my sister's house. I'll check on them. Maybe I can gang up with them if they made it. He like, I gotta make it back to the house. I gotta make it back. So I'm like, all right, how you gonna make it? I'm looking at the water and it's raging waters right here at this point because there was a little canal right there. I don't know why it was raging, but these waters was rough and moving, and you couldn't see nothing but the top of the light poles. So I literally watched him jump off these tracks into the water, go under, come up, trying to swim, fighting through the water, grab a light pole, look back at me like I'm gonna make it, but I might not. He gave me a look like he was just scared. And I'm looking at him like just in awe of all this shit, man. I'm in awe. So I watch him swim, trying to make it back. He going under, coming up, fighting the water, going under, coming up. And I saw him make it around the corner. And I just was like, wow, what the fuck? Let me see if I can make it this way. So I turn around, start walking down the tracks. Yeah, man. To be continued.
Mm.
Cause I've been waiting to tell.
All right, y'all, off subject, but I got a parent question because my 5-year-old drives me crazy every morning. This little girl spends at least 20 minutes taking her socks on and off, readjusting them like 87 times. And one more thing before I go to work, because I just thought about something. We were so desperate and tired and hungry and just so happy to see them buses when they, like I said, nobody told us what it was taking us. They could have took us, they could have been driving us to Alligator Alcatraz. They could have took us anywhere. We didn't even know. They wouldn't tell us nothing. And one more thing before I go to work, because I just thought about something. Y'all, I was just in my car yapping on my lunch break. I did not know that video was gonna blow up like that. Also, I'm so glad it inspired so many other people to tell their stories, y'all, because they never asked us how we was doing. Nobody never asked us how we felt, what we've been through, how, like, none of that. Like, I didn't get no free counseling, no therapy, like none of that was offered for us, and I feel like we need it. It's so many people that seen some unspeakable things that some people can't even speak on, like, can't, don't want to relive it to this day. I still have to get in contact with my uncle Robbie. My uncle Arthur, he passed in 2012. I asked my other uncle, my uncle Mike, and well, my mama asked him, and he told my mom as soon as she brought that up, his heart started racing. He can't even tell his story about what happened when they went back to rescue people because he said it's so many people that they heard screaming in the attics that they just couldn't even get to. He
Wow.
said that shit has him with PTSD to this day. He couldn't sleep for a long time. He still heard them people's screams ringing in his ear like for a long time. That really like bothered him. People are real life traumatized. PTSD, like New Orleans. I want to keep hearing y'all stories. I've been through it, and everybody has so many different experiences. I want to watch all of them. I'm watching y'all stories. I'm listening. I hear you. I feel for you. I am you. And this ain't no pity party. We don't need y'all sympathy. We need to be heard. These stories need to be heard. This is real life shit. It don't matter if it was 20 years ago. Y'all, I was just in my. So now everybody's saying what they thought they knew. Obviously, we ain't no shit. I'm learning so much more about this. Comment on my page is like, what the fuck? I'm seeing so many people comment on my page how they turn them away or people that they know that was coming to help us, like turn them away, denied them of sending food and stuff, like any aid to us. Like the girl said, her school did
Hey, Mika.
a food drive, and the food just sat in a warehouse, and it never got to us. So what does that sound like? They didn't want us to have help. Why? That was
Hey,
something that we
Candy.
wasn't supposed to survive. That shit was purposely done. Not the hurricane, the after effects of the hurricane. Let's get that clear because I'm sick of people saying, oh, how could the hurricane be racist? It's not the hurricane, it's the after effects. So stop
Right.
coming on my page saying stupid, ignorant shit and do your research. Self educate. For real. And I actually want to do some more research and self educate myself because I don't feel like we should just let that shit slide. So now everybody's saying what they thought they knew. Obviously, we ain't no shit. I'm learning so much more about this as the people come in on my page. Is like, what the fuck? I'm seeing so many people comment on my page how they turn um them away or people that they know that was coming to help us, like, turned them away, denied them of sending food and stuff, like any aid to us. Like the girl said, her school did a food drive, and the food just sat in the warehouse, and it never got to us. So
Mm-hmm.
what does that sound like? They didn't want us to have help. Why?
Somebody was in the comments as well, and they were saying that in North Carolina, and I need Miss White to come to the front of the building. But somebody was in the comments saying in North Carolina, they donated so much stuff and it never got to them. Never. So Miss White, if you in here, come to the front. You know everything. Come on.
That was something that we wasn't supposed to survive. That shit was purposely done. Not the hurricane, the after effects of the hurricane. Let's get that clear.
But they had that wrong. They know damn well we black people are used to surviving. That's all we know. I remember when gas prices first started going up. I remember 2008, y'all remember when Bush was the president and the gas prices was going up, and I used to work at a gas station then. I was like 22. And every black person that would come in here, they would pay that gas, they wouldn't complain, they wouldn't say nothing. But every Caucasian that came in there, they would fuss. These gas prices is too high. Look at this gas. It don't make no sense. And I wanted to say, either you gonna pay it because you got to go to where you need to go, or you ain't gonna pay it. We gotta pay it. The more they go up, we still gotta pay because we got places to go. But the black people, they never complain. You know why? We so used to generations and generations of surviving. We're in survivor mode. Always have been. That's us. We know how to survive.
Because I'm sick of people saying, oh, how could the hurricane be racist? It's not the hurricane, it's the after effects. So stop coming on my page saying stupid, ignorant shit and do your research. Self-educate. For real. And I actually want to do some more research and self-educate myself, because I don't feel like we should just let that shit slide. So now it's so many people that got played out their insurance money and damn near they got bullied into selling their house, only for their house to be sold for 5 times the price and gentrified their whole neighborhood. And that's happening in neighborhoods across the city.
I know some people here in Montgomery knew some people in New Orleans and acted like they was in their city when Hurricane Katrina came and got that FEMA money. It went to the feds.
The city to this day. So you think they have an agenda? You let me know. Made it to where we can't afford to live in neighborhoods that we built. And it's still certain people who will sit up here and say that that's not the case. As if they ain't been doing that shit. Like, that's really the crazy thing about it. That's not even much nothing new. So stop acting crazy. What we gonna do about it? They've been trying to erase our people for far too long, and I'm sick of this shit. Like, straight up. I don't even know if TikTok gonna take this shit down, but it is what it is. So New Orleans, tap in. Even if you're not from New Orleans, you can still tap in. I'm tired of not doing nothing. This is so true, y'all. I was by my cousin's house yesterday, telling her about this, asking her if she remember, and she remembers so.
Hold up. I see somebody. Yes, Amber, but really it's a shame that we are always in survivor mode. Systematic racism was designed to keep us that way. Absolutely. So with the FEMA money, y'all, okay. Y'all remember the FEMA money that they gave these people, right? I remember Kanye doing that too, Miss White. Hey, Miss White. So with the FEMA money, y'all remember they was giving, if you lost your house, they was giving you money for that, or whatever. And so I know somebody that was from Montgomery that lived in New Orleans at the time. So he was giving his family members addresses in New Orleans to claim the money. Okay? Claim the FEMA money. Now, mind you, the real people that actually owned those houses, you know you're gonna get in trouble because they gonna they're gonna try to get their money. So he gave them addresses, and so they end up going to jail doing fed time. Somebody told on somebody, and they end up doing fed time. So yes. Where Miss White at? Thank you, my girl Candy Kisses. There go Miss White. She popped out quick. Who was the president then, y'all? Wasn't it Bush? It was Bush. It was Bush. Oh, hold on. Let me check and see. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Amelia. I know you'll be going to sleep, girl. Yes, Amelia, I got it. Thank you, boo. I was trying to see what Miss White was. I know she was gonna pop out. She said, "My hey, too cute. My hairstylist survived Katrina. She was in Gulfport, Mississippi. She said they had it worse in New Orleans. Yep." And it's a lot of people that moved to Montgomery from Katrina. A lot of people moved to the surrounding areas, which New Orleans is 4 hours away from me. They moved to Houston. They moved. And we have a lot of Hurricane Katrina victims here.
So much more than me. Like, I stayed for Hurricane Katrina.
Children burning up and everything. Get us out of this place.
We have several
Yep,
people
Ebony.
died out here, and I don't want to become of one of them. They say what they're gonna do, but they're not doing anything for us to try to help us survive and live.
Aw.
We just need some help out here. It is so pitiful, and shame that all these people out of here. They have over 3,000 people out of here with no home, no shelter.
I didn't even think. I honestly thought twice about it. I saw a camera guy, and I just walked
Hey,
up to him, and
April.
I basically just kind of poured my face really closely towards the camera, and I spoke eloquently. Like I spoke, and I was basically back then I was the voice for many people that couldn't or wouldn't speak for themselves. I felt that there were certain circumstances that were totally unacceptable, that were not cool. My grandmother had like actually literally ran out of her insulin, and my grandmother was a diabetic. But I didn't realize that that was something that she could go without. I felt as though during that time that it was a necessity, that this was something that she needed. And during that time, my grandmother was everything to me. And I was really afraid and petrified and really afraid the most that I would possibly lose her.
My grandmother is a diabetic. She's 76 years old. She out of her insulin. What she gonna do? She don't know if she gonna live or die. We all don't know what we gonna do. So we just need some help and support.
I sure like to see him now. I would sure like to see him. What you say? Let me see. Remember the little boy who was looking for his grandmother? The news played that clip over and over again. I don't remember that one, but I ain't look at the news back then either. And I don't look at it now. They expect the Hurricane Katrina to wipe all the black folks out. Sad to say, but it's true. Wow. I never knew this, y'all. This is all new to me.
And you know what also is pissing me off? We are coming up on the 20th year anniversary of Hurricane Katrina. Something that I lived through. I was there. I experienced Hurricane Katrina.
She putting that with
So I'm gonna tell my part one for my Katrina story due to a lot of different posts that I had previously. So I think that a lot of people not thinking that I know what happened firsthand. Like I'm gonna replace names because I know it's gonna ruffle a couple feathers in my family. Which, oh well. I'm gonna say a couple days before Katrina, leading up to the day that I was placed back with my mom, and I'm also gonna upload the news article that I was in when I got placed back with my mom. Okay, so a couple days before Katrina, leading up to it, we all talking about if we're gonna leave. You know, mind you, I stay directly across the street from my grandmother. Like, look out our house window. My grandmother's house was right there. The rest of my aunts lived with my grandmother. My mom was the only one that had her own place. I had a lot of cousins. So, back then before Katrina, everybody was at grandma's house. And my grandmother was the type, your friends, a stranger could get put out their house, whatever. She would never let nobody be on the street. She didn't have a whole lot, but she did not. Nobody was never going to be on the street. She didn't care who you was, and I think that hindered her a lot because she would help a lot of people, but a lot of people didn't help her. And I also had a sick aunt that needed 24-hour care that my grandmother took care of. She was bedridden. She was semi-comatose, so that was already a lot on my grandmother. So leading up a couple of days before Katrina, my mom and my grandmother and my aunts, everybody would talk about if they were gonna leave. Everybody on the street talking about they're gonna leave. Okay, before Katrina, everybody was close on in everybody's neighborhood. Everybody knew everybody, so everybody knew my grandma. And everybody knew my grandma because how good she was. My aunt that was sick, everybody knew that. And my mama and her sisters used to tussle a lot. They used to tussle a lot. My grandma had a lot of action at her house. So the police knew us by name. Like even the little kids, they knew us by name because they stayed coming there. Okay, we're gonna start with that. Okay, I'm gonna call one of my aunts Lisa and another one of my aunts Tiffany. Okay, and my mom, okay? So my grandmother was saying that she wasn't going nowhere. She had already felt that she outlived Betsy. So she felt like nobody was gonna make her leave. But I also feel like she didn't want to leave because she was too scared of not, my sick aunt not being, where she needed to be. So mind you, everybody have kids, so I have a lot of cousins and everything. So my mom was like, well, if her mama don't leave, she not gonna leave. So they told my aunt Lisa to just take my grandma and my auntie somewhere out of town, and we all could get up and leave together. My mom didn't know how to drive. Still to this day, she don't know how to drive. Okay, my so my aunt Lisa and my mom tussled a couple days before Katrina. Probably I don't really remember why because it was happening so often. Okay, my aunt Tiffany, she didn't really too much fight with the sisters. Like they really had to make her mad, but she was more of a I'ma see you when I see you. You
wow.
might see her today, you might not see her again until next Friday. So, now, everybody's talking about what they're gonna do. By my mom and my aunt Lisa tussling, my aunt Lisa had a car. So she got so mad that she said nobody was getting in her car. And she don't care who you are. When she say you're not getting in her car, that's what she means. But my mom is also
Hey,
headstrong too.
Erica.
So once she said that, we was riding the storm out. She didn't care we was riding the storm out. She already felt like nothing was gonna happen anyway. So it was just cool. So once we had that situated, that's what it was. My dad and his wife and her kids or whatever, they went to Atlanta. My mom did not let me go to Atlanta with my dad because they didn't really have the best relationship. And once again, my mama didn't feel like nothing wasn't gonna happen. And also, if my grandma didn't leave, my mama wasn't going nowhere. And if you know my mama, when she say something, that's just what it was. So my daddy knew it was nothing that he could have did. So now
Yeah, because y'all remember Hurricane Helen on, I think Hurricane Helen was like 2016 or something, and it was in Houston. It did some damage to Houston. They always name it women.
now we leading up to the day before Katrina.
My grandmother is off. Her lights used to always get off. And by her lights being off, we knew a storm was gonna happen. It was just kind of like regular. So it wasn't like that, she was kind of used to it. But her neighbor next door to her, she used to hook up her lights somehow through like a cord so my grandmother could have electricity for my sick aunt. So Lisa lived over there, Tiffany lived over there, their kids lived over there.
April, we up in Montgomery, we always, Lord Jesus, please keep us covered, but you always cover us here in Montgomery. That's why we should be the number one best city in Alabama, because you, Lord, you protect us and you cover us. Them storms we supposed to be coming to tear us up, but so for somehow it don't be as bad. Also, April, was that down by Dothan and Enterprise Way, Michael? Because I remember, excuse me, Enterprise High School got tore up from one of them hurricanes.
And your friends, it was just kind of like that. So the day before Katrina, we had a DJ on our streets. Everybody was outside. Now I can
Wait a
honestly
minute
say,
now.
if I could think back,
She said the day before Hurricane Katrina, they had a DJ on their street. What?
that was one of the best days of my life. The day before Katrina, it was perfect weather. We was outside jumping
Okay.
rope, hula hooping, barbecuing. Everybody like the calm before the storm. That's how I know that it's true, because it was calm. When I tell you weather was good, wind wasn't blowing crazy. It was like there's no way a storm happened the next day. Usually we'll get rain or something, nothing. So they all chanting like nobody not gonna ride us out of our city. The calm before the storm. That's just what it was. So now the storm comes about 6 o'clock in the morning, and I knew it was 6 o'clock because in my room I had a previous I had like one of those old clocks. Now since my grandma lights was off, my cousin D and her brother Justin was at our house staying, which was that was normal. So so Justin would sleep on the sofa. My cousin D was asleep in the room with me, and my sister, which was 4 years old, and my two brothers was 2 and 1. They was in a room with my mama. So it was 6 in the morning. I heard nothing but like wind, and I knew it was the wind because it was something that was beating outside. And when I looked, the wind was so strong, the trash cans was like flying over the backyard gate, and we know that's a lot for a trash can that's got some stuff in it. The winds were so strong when I tell you, like, it was like no way you could even walk out there. That's how strong the wind was. So my mama look outside. I go in my mama room and I wake up and I'm like, it's crazy outside. The trash can is flying. She look outside her window, which we could see my grandma's house. The wind was crazy, crazy, crazy. So we go downstairs to go, just to see if everything was okay. My mama said she was gonna go across the street
My
to make sure my
mama.
grandma knew it was okay. Okay, as she about to go open the door, we see the bottom of the door is cracking. I'm talking about like cracking like in one of those 2012 movies. And water is shooting in our house. Now we had a two-story house. Justin is still asleep on the sofa. Just as fast as we got down there, the water was on the sofa touching Justin. So he panicked and he jumped up. My mama like, get up, go in the kitchen and get some food to bring upstairs. Before he could make it to the kitchen from the sofa, which was not that far, he was swimming. We all scared because I got little siblings. I'm only 10 years old at the time. He get up there. We don't know when this water gonna stop. When we look back out that front window in my mama room to see across the street, all you could see was the tip of my grandma's house. Okay, of course we all think she gone. So everything is scared. The water is still rising. We don't know what to do. No, we don't see nobody. We don't hear nobody. Come back for part two. Okay, I am ready to do part two because a lot of people are asking for part two of my Katrina story. Okay, so I have
Thank
my
you,
aunt,
April. Love you too,
I have
boo.
Lisa, I have my grandma, I have my mama, my siblings, my cousins. I added D and Justin. Okay, so now let's just get back into it. Okay, when I was in my room and I heard all of the noise, I looked out the window first. My cousin D was asleep. So I see the trash cans moving crazy. I knew that it was moving so crazy because we still had trash in our trash can. and it was flipping over our backyard gate. You know they have to be pretty strong for that to happen. Okay, so everything I see leaves, like the wind, you can tell it's so strong that it's you can't walk in it. So I go out my room and I tell my mom, I'm like, "Mom, the trash can flying over thing. It's so windy outside. Look outside." Now remember, I stay directly across the street from my grandmother. Like we look out at my front door, my grandmother's house is right there. Look out my mama room window, my grandmother's house is right there. Okay, so my mom started putting on her shoes and stuff. She was like, "I'm gonna go over there and check on my grandmother." So my grandmother's house right now is pretty packed. We have Tiffany and her husband at the time over there. My grandmother, um, Lisa and her kids over there, and I had another cousin. We're gonna call her
Thank you,
Lala. So we
Michaela.
have Lala over there too, and we have my sick aunt, which is Lala is her daughter. Okay, so this is all these people that's over there because everybody that was
Thank you,
usually
boo.
stay over there, you know, they went home. I'm guessing because of the storm. So my mom like, I'm gonna go check on my mama. This, that, and the third. Now we all in the middle of the stairs. We walk downstairs to see my mama go outside. The door at the bottom of the door is cracking, like 2012. It's physically cracking. So my mom is like screaming. You could tell she very scary. When it comes to water and something like that, she not having it. She talk a lot, but she not having it. Okay, so just as fast as my mama get right there to the bottom of the stairs, the water is touching the sofa. Now we have Justin asleep on the sofa. So the water wakes him up because we screaming his name. He's sleeping so hard, he not even hearing us. He panics when he see the water because it's coming so fast. It's breaking this door apart. So my mom telling him, get up, go get some food out of the kitchen. When he go get the food out the kitchen, the just as fast as he left the sofa and he went in the kitchen, he was swimming. Like that's how fast the water was physically coming in our house, even though
Wow.
we had a two-story house. So at this moment, okay, so that is just as fast as the water was coming. Okay, you guys have been asking for part three. So I'm about to make part three for you guys. I'm gonna try to wrap it up in one part. So let's just see what we can. So let me tell you some stuff that I need to clarify before, and if anything pops up, I'll clarify it while I'm thinking about it. Okay, so when they got my grandmother and them out, you know, I told you it was Lisa, her kids, Tiffany, my cousin Lala, my sick aunt, my grandmother, and my aunt Tiffany husband. Okay, you have all those people in the house. But when the helicopters came to get everyone, it took them 2 rides to get everybody. They did not get my aunt husband. And the reason they did not get my aunt husband, because at the time they were only helping women with kids or elderly women. I would hope they was helping
Wow.
elderly men, but at that point in time in the world, you really didn't know. But I know they did not help him to get out due to him being a man. Now, let me state this too. My aunt husband was old. She liked it old men. When I mean like full blown gray hair, no black hair, he was old.
Hey, Cancer
So
66.
you would have thought that they would have helped him because he was a elderly man, but they did not. So then again, we don't know. Okay, I'm telling you that for a part that I'm gonna say down the line in the story, so that way you can see like how did he magically pop up. Okay, so let's just jump right into it. Okay, I'm seeing my mom leave. I'm crying. We all emotional at this time because I never had been away from my mom. Like, if I wasn't at home, I was by my grandmother. I grew up as a grandma baby. If you know, you know what I mean when I say that. Like, yeah, I had a mom. My mom was in my life, but my grandma did her thing with us. Like, she was the babysitter. She was the school. She was everything. Like, I was a grandma baby. So okay, I'm saying that to say, like, this is just a real sad time. And mind you, both of my cousins lived with my grandmother their entire life. So they had never separated from my grandmother. Just like they never really separated from my mom because we always lived directly across the street from each other. My whole life, they whole life, I believe. So, we were pretty like tight. Them sisters used to wrestle, but they was, you know, they always was around each other. Okay, so now we on this bridge for hours. Like we really on this bridge for hours. We don't have no water. We don't have no food. We don't know what's going on. We don't know where we going. So finally, they start telling people to load up. They tell us like at this point, I'm feeling like I'm not trying to say it to be racist, but like how they try to do Mexicans. Like we load. Okay, so we loading up. We loading up. We don't know where we going. We don't know what's about to happen or anything. Mind you, I don't even know where they taking my mom and them. So they about to take us to the convention center.
Yep.
Now we see thousands of people. I'm talking about like this way more people that's people in our neighborhood. This feel like we was at a second line. Like this like the whole feel like it's like the whole city out there.
Ours was too,
So
Creisha.
now people whispering saying they got a lot of people at the Superdome. They got people here. They got people there. We see people going in the stores. They
What's up,
stealing. They doing
Danny?
this and that. It's pretty crazy out there because the police is crazy too. Like they made it seem like we was
Wow,
acting
Casper
crazy, but
66.
you had those police officers that was out there acting crazy. You had the military that was out there acting crazy. Like it was a pretty wild time that you just really didn't know what was gonna go on. So we proceed to go try to stay inside of the convention center because they telling us it's like a shelter for everybody.
I remember
So
that
as we
too,
go in
y'all.
there, we see kids crying, we see dead bodies, we see, different women being,
Good morning, Lexi.
SS aid and things like that. So
So let me stop. So they did say it's somebody that's speaking on this. I haven't got to it yet. What I think I'm gonna do is, and I put a vote for y'all to vote. I think I'm gonna do a series out of this, which we binge watch these stories on TikTok, y'all. I think I'm gonna do a series with that. So if you like watching that and talking about it, we can, because we can, this can need like we can put our kids in on these conversations, because this, we really went through this. Like, no, we didn't, but really America went through this, y'all. This, nobody, we will never forget about Katrina, Hurricane Katrina, and what it did. And so with that being said, is somebody on here, and I'm gonna find who it is, I gotta go back and find it. They're talking about where the little kids was getting essayed, all kind of stuff. And I remember them saying that, people were getting raped. I remember them saying that, great rather. But I didn't know like how bad in depth it was.
when all this is going on, they have Amanda and other people whispering about it saying, y'all don't want to stay in here because
It's on here.
women are getting raped. And, kids are dying. Just, they telling us basically like the whole rundown. Okay, so she tell us, which is the
Yep.
wife, my neighbor, the wife.
Hey,
She tell
Hannah.
us, said, look, we gonna go outside. Somehow we had got some chairs, like the foldable chairs to sit in. He basically let the women sit down in the chairs. The men, they were standing up. Now, at this point, we all dehydrated. We still have no food. Like, let's just state that we still have no food. Now, I do want to go back because I feel like I need to mention this right quick. When my mom, before she left me, she gave me a little book bag. Like, okay, I'm going to say it. My mom was very materialistic, right? She didn't play about her designer. She didn't play about just anything that she had. So she packed a lot of stuff when we were getting out the window. So just imagine us getting out the window, carrying all of this stuff. Mainly my cousin, I'm carrying all of this stuff. So the book bag had a cell phone, a Verizon flip phone at the time. That was T at the time.
Um, 15%, I think, don't want me to do 17% don't want me to do the series, y'all. So that must be like, I don't even have that many people in here, so I reckon that's them. Hey, T Nice.
Our personal information, and then we had a bag full of sandals, clothes, stuff like that for my siblings. Okay, now remember that part. Okay, so now back to us being at the convention center. We tired, we this and that. Now they start passing out the army meals. You know, the one that you want to put the water in and stuff like that. We not trying to eat that. We ain't never had to, do nothing like this. Okay, so we used to real food. Like, I'm used to my grandma and them cooking. So I just couldn't eat it. A lot of people couldn't eat it. But now the military getting mad. So they like point guns at us, telling us that we better eat it. I'll never forget they had a Dr. Pepper truck that somebody had bust open. They had nothing but Dr. Peppers, but it was so hot. Like the drink was so hot that you couldn't even really drink it for real. But now they like, you better eat it. That's all you getting. That's what, like they cursing at us, telling us we better eat it. Like we really like just nothing to these people. So we still sleeping in these chairs. I'm leaning out on her. I get up, I try to walk. She grabs me back like, you a child. You stay with me, because I'm pretty sure at the time that I'm not realizing how crazy this is and the things that somebody could do to me. So now I see my stepbrother, which was my stepdad at the time, his oldest son. I see him and he like, where everybody at? This and else. He's telling us that he looking for his family. We talking for a short period of time. Now, he got to keep going. He looking for his family. So the husband, he just protecting us. We there for days. Now let's just speed this up. Okay, we're there for days. I
Okay,
lost
Miss
my
White.
even, like, I didn't even know we're there for days. Okay, you guys have been asking for part three. So I'm about to. Okay, so about us being there for days, like we losing our train of thought. That's how I know your body really can't survive without food for real. Like, because we didn't have
Yes,
nothing. Like, we didn't
Marvin.
have anything to snack on. Nobody had their medicine if they needed it. I'm missing my mama. I'm a kid. Like, and I'm still not believing that they really did not let me go with my mom because they said I was too old. Everybody's confused, just really don't know what to do at this point. We walking, we just trying to find safer ground. We asking people, when can we get out of here? We so
He
dirty.
said we
Like,
tired of
realistically, right
arguing.
now, we are so dirty. Filled with hurricane water, stuff that was in the water, haven't took a bath in days. Total, I stayed at the convention center for
Wow.
7 or 8 days. Okay, so now we getting to the point now where everybody's fed up. Now you see people stealing cars. Now they stealing these cars
Hey,
because they
Gigi.
had an enterprise or whatever hearse maybe around the convention center. These people stealing the cars now. So the husband leaves and tell us, look, I'm about to go try to find help. Y'all stay here, stay close. He telling the wife, I gotta find help for us because we at our wits end. So who do we run into? We run into Tiffany husband. So we just so shocked because we knew that he never got out of the house, but we never knew where he went either because we never seen him leave the house. So he had to leave after we did. So he telling us why they didn't take him. He telling us, how he got everybody in the attic. He's trying to like fill us in kind of like, but just quick fast because at this point it's just kind of like, just thank God that you safe. Now my next door neighbor husband, he worked for
Hold on,
the
y'all.
trash people at the time. So I
Jordan. 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 Aiden. Aiden. Aiden, I already hear you. Come here. Get your room cleaned up. Come get your room cleaned up. Get it straightened up. So we can go get your stuff. So, come on. Come on. Leave Jordan. Come on. Leave Jordan alone. Yes, it is. No, I'm not. I want them away from each other. I know I wasn't. Take that to the trash. Woo, baby. I know I wasn't muted. Okay, hold on, y'all.
Guess from what they say, I don't know if it still work like this. The key that he had,
The only reason why, what was I about to say? Oh yeah, um, I don't care what they say on the other end. It's just not on the other side because it don't matter what they say, okay? But what I'm saying is it's not business like to yell and scream and stuff like that. So sorry to my supporters, not the naysayers who gonna make a joke out of it.
had worked for every garbage truck. I don't know what made him bring the key. I don't know why. But he pulls up in a truck, a garbage truck, and he loads it up. First, we first. You know, of course, he loads all of us up. Me, Justin, D, his wife, his son. He brings Tiffany husband too, because he's an elderly man. And as many people as he could fit. Okay, now this is how I know that Hurricane Katrina was a trap. A lot of people was trying to leave and they were not letting these people leave the city. They were not letting these people leave the city.
What?
And when the man seen everybody trying to leave, they would do whatever they had to do with you. Whatever you can imagine, they was doing it. We ran across a black man that was in the military. I want to say he was in the military. Okay, so the man seen us. You know, of course, he got his guns, you know, and we just begging him, like, let us leave. I gotta, he, the man, the husband is basically saying, like, you know, I gotta protect my family. I got my neighbors with me. Like, we all family. We all grew up like we family. He trying to talk to him. The man proceeds to cry. The military man or the police officer, whichever one he was, and said he just couldn't do it no more. He said, y'all go. So once he said that, I feel like that always stuck with me because why y'all didn't want us out the city? Why were y'all trying to keep us captive in the city? Y'all clearly see dead bodies laying around. Like I seen this for days, and these bodies was not moving. These people was not picking up these dead
Oh,
bodies or nothing.
wow.
Like elderly kids being, you know, all you hear is screaming all night, crying, little babies. But y'all was not trying to let us out the city. So when a man let us leave, we just riding. We somehow gets to Baton Rouge at the Welcome Center. So before, okay, before we get to the Welcome Center, we went to the gas station. I'm lying, we went to the gas station. As soon as we went to the gas station, it was just like we made it. Like that's how we felt like we made it. But mind you, I still don't know my mama at. So the people start crying when they see us. I'm talking about they really crying. They like get whatever y'all want. Just go ahead. So
Wow.
now we get whatever we want. We just trying to eat as much as we can. We drive to the welcome center. I don't know what made us drive to the welcome center. I don't know if that's what they told us, but when we got there, they had a lot of people from New Orleans there. So we get there. They asking us, you know, our parents' name. My cousin remembered in their bag, my mom left us a cell phone. I don't know what made my mama put this cell phone in, but then again, remember I told y'all she carried a lot of clothes. She made us carry a lot of clothes. Now, in the midst of all of these days, we got so tired of holding that stuff, we put it down somewhere at the convention center, like on the ground. Now, remember that we put this down on the ground, like, cause this is clothes. This, you know, this is wearing us down. We ain't got no strength for this. So when we go through the phone, they charge it for us a little while because it was dead. They charged for us a little while. We called every number that was in the phone. We proceeds to call. I'm gonna say my cousin. I'm gonna say his real name. We proceeds to call my cousin Kelvin. I didn't know who we was calling. We were just calling any number in that cell phone. Cause the only number that I knew was my grandma's house number. I knew my mama's cell phone and her work number and my grandma's house number. I don't know nobody else's number, and I knew my dad's number. But right now, we just calling every number in the house. I mean, in the cell phone. Calvin answer. So when he answered, like we like, hello, hello. He hear our voice. He immediately start crying. He like, where y'all at? Where y'all at? We looking for y'all. Your mama, she looking for you. So I'm like, where my mama at? Where my mama at? Like I remember that. I'm like, I don't know where my mama at. They didn't let me go with my mama. Where my mama at? My cousin, I'm talking. They just like, come get us. Come get us. And I do hate that we separated from our neighbors, but you know, I wanted to go by my mama. Like I wanted to see my regular family, even though they were just like family. So he was like, "Stay there, I'm coming." He came and picked us up. It was just kind of like thank God at this point, because it's just like, man, like I never thought this would be over. It was like a bad dream. So he like, we've been looking for y'all, Sheba. You all over the newspaper. You've been like CNN posted your picture. He telling me all this. I'm like, huh? Because I'm not registering this. I'm 10 years old. I'm like, oh, okay. So he like, I'm gonna bring you to your mama. Now I'm happy because I haven't seen my mama. I haven't seen my siblings, and I haven't talked to my dad either. I just remember my dad went to Atlanta. So when I pull up, my mama ran to me. Like, if anybody know my mama is very hard. Like she's very, very, very hard. So when she ran to me, I seen a different side of her, like a real, like a grandma love. So she like, my baby, I miss my baby so much. I miss my baby so much. But when we pull up, I see all these news reporters too. Now when we leave, we go by my dad family. Like that's what my mom was saying. I don't know how she got in contact with him. Now I do, but at the time I don't know. But I'm just happy to see, people that I know. So my mom like, I miss you. I miss your news reporters. Have you eaten? What did you see? Asking me all these questions as a child. I'm not really ready to go in full conversation with you. I've been through a lot right now. So it's just kind of like right now I'm so traumatized as a child that I didn't even want to talk about it, because at the
Yep,
convention
yep.
I seen a lot of stuff that I feel like a
Hey,
10-year-old should not see,
godchild.
especially a female 10-year-old. I seen the aftermath of a woman getting sexually assaulted, things
Oh.
like that. So they recording us and everything. So now, I'm with my mom. They record us. I go take a bath. I'll never forget, my mama gave me like the best bath I ever had in my life. And it felt so good to even touch water. We all like, now we wearing everybody else clothes, everything like that. A couple days passed by. My mom's telling me she found out what my grandma. She said she found out where my grandmother was at. So by me being a grandmother baby, I'm so excited. Like, I'm ready to go by my grandma too. So she like, they in a shelter. I forgot where they was at. I think Thibodeau, I believe, but I don't remember. So now you have Justin mom at the shelter too. So he's a mama's boy. He ready to go by his mama. So I don't know how a bus pass came about, but somebody got him and the husband a bus pass to go by Tiffany. So now we separating. Now D said she wasn't going. She said she was staying with me and my mama, and that's just what it was. And that's what my mama let go on. She said, "Okay, here you staying with us." So that's my Katrina story. But I do want to say, like, I never realized as a child so much that we really went through with this Katrina stuff. Like, I really was separated from my mama. That's why when I see certain movie storylines, I'm like, this stuff really do happen for real. Like, this stuff really do be true. Well, you don't never really even know what could really happen the next day. Now, after this, I'm going to post a news article. And once y'all see this, just comment, like it, and
Let the blessings flow. Say I'm grateful for not anything but everything.
hey, it seems that y'all liked my story time.
Whew. Woo, y'all, that was a lot. Thank you, premium woman. I appreciate it. Y'all, that was a lot. I was just explaining last night the reason for marriage license in school. These folks didn't get half the funding that was allotted, but at the same time, a lot of people got over, baby. Yeah, they did. I'm finna put you on TV just in case you don't see me. Okay, I'm late, but what happened? I was glued to CNN in for a week. This really hit hard because people look like us. Hey, Mia. Okay, hold on. We ain't gonna look at all of this. Y'all know I'm gonna make a part two. We doing a series. Y'all want it? We gonna get it.
Ignite the fairways.
With Fireball.
Commercial would
Jiminy
come
Cricket,
on.
you don't even have a club in your hand.
At Wayfair, we get pretty excited about furniture. Around here, it's not a patio, it's a patio.
Oh, I love those chairs.
Ignite the fairways.
With Fireball.
Jiminy Cricket, you don't even have a club in your hand.
Okay. I failed at swimming lessons. I failed at swimming lessons twice. I can't jump off diving board in 12 feet for nothing. Baby, who I know how. She said they ain't had no power for 3 weeks, y'all. But me too. If I'm ever at that position, my cousin's husband taught me how to float. Everything in my house can swim but me. Now you can do a lot of stuff. You know a lot of stuff, but I'm just having a hard time believing that you can't swim, my lady. Why can't you swim? Okay, so we've been almost on here for 2 hours, y'all. I gotta finish our series up tomorrow or Tuesday. When our power went out only for a couple of hours, felt like the world was ending without Wi-Fi. And the whole neighborhood was outside. Wait a minute. Hey, Kim, she said the whole neighborhood was outside. I couldn't imagine 3 weeks. You better say that. Good morning, Amber. My homegirl was in Hurricane Katrina. She lives in New York City now. She said she lost everything. Yep, they did. I can dive my ass off any feet. Me and the kids. Girl, me too. I can't swim, Amber. Scared of high waters. I can teach y'all. Y'all want me to teach y'all how to me and Fee can teach y'all how to swim. It's like, well, I bet you can. You just don't know it yet. I'm like, Am, that's hard to believe. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. But yeah, I'm finna get off. I don't understand why Nate posted her picture and Queen Fee, y'all are beautiful ladies. Because that's just what she do. And even I'm not even going here with that. Out of all I know how to do is swim, ain't one of them. Hubby be trying to teach me and be like, I'm sick of you. Yeah. Woo, 92. I don't even remember that, boo love. You sure that really happened? Because I don't remember that one. Sparkle. You crazy. This is to prepare us for the next hurricane in our area and how to be resourced to survive such tragedy. Yeah, because y'all know, I don't know if we are, but if not, we are coming against hurricane season now. Y'all do know that, right? Hurricane season. So don't get caught slipping. Ain't nobody thinking about that man over there. He said he the man. Well, be it. Please and thank you. Lead your troop out of my way. But all right, y'all. I'm finna end the live. I think we approaching hurricane season. If we not in it already, it's like I don't know, the end of August maybe we might be in it. Yep. You want to move down south, girl? It's too hot here. Y'all pray for what's wrong with Florida. Yeah, that's when we get a lot of hurricanes. Down here. Oh yeah, hurricane season hits all of us. Where it hits Alabama, it hits Mississippi, Louisiana, Texas, Georgia, the Carolinas, all of us that's in the South. Yes, we love. My entire immediate family lives in Florida. June 1st to November the 30th. Oh, okay. All right, y'all. I'm gonna get off. I love y'all. Bye.